RC! Ooh, she's barely hanging on.
Pushing towards the 90%, but it's not what Tribe need.
And it's so hard to plan for him. Oh! Warden goes down right towards that multi-gear tower and the multi-infernos. That's a big blow to this attack. The next area that all of his troops are getting in, and that overgrowth completely shuts those down, allows for the pathing, and this crowd is gone. Not at all. That queen, that little bit of a bait there with the traps and just not getting it. He just committed so much to getting that Crusher Mortar. This Crusher Mortar just will not go down. He cannot get the Crusher Mortar down. Now he's on the Ice Golem. Oh no!
Can he get the Wizard Tower?
He's gonna get it!
No, he gets
Silver
it!
has got it! Tribe Gaming!
Can he kick things off with a 3-star for them? Diving to the Town Hall straight away with a Battle Blimp.
Interesting play here. Picastro went to the skies with the Dragon attack yesterday. Now taking it back to the ground and pound of the Root Riders. Gonna go ahead and just safely get that Town Hall out of the way. And I think this is a big war where you get that early 3-star and you put that pressure over to the other squad. Remember, Dizzy put up 12 yesterday. Tribe put up 11. So who's gonna get that first strike? Who's gonna get that first 3-star on the board?
I really like that because not only does it help with the defensive pathing, the Spirit Fox can also take a lot of damage from the Town Hall because it attacks so fast. So just wiping that out straight away means he can be a little bit more efficient with his invisibility cycling here. With the redirect, gets her to the core, and he is tearing it up right now.
That is crazy, crazy values. That overgrowth over there on the right side helped out a lot. But you're right, that if that Town Hall hits the Spirit Fox does not survive much longer. Has not really found too many traps here. And this World Champion is just on a tear, going all the way to the back of the base and then getting recalled.
Now we see the Root Riders diving into this compartment, using the Archer Queen to try and set that funnel on the outside of the base, as they will swoop all of the way around now because the core is completely gone.
Exactly. You can see it right there in the middle. No need for an overgrowth because there's nothing to shut down in there. As long as you keep your healers up here and keep that pack of Root Riders tight, he's going to have a good time throughout this base. Big crucial portion of the base coming up with the Ice Golem coming out. Monolith is there. King's protecting Minion Prince. If he can navigate that and get through the Crusher Mortar, things are looking good. But look at that. The King down there on the bottom side soloing. Keeping an eye on all those buildings that might hold things up. World Champion is still pretty healthy. He has the Queens, but those Clone Queens are starting to fade. That Miner gets taken out on that storage. That storage could be a crucial building. You're right.
Yeah, we've got the Phoenix trying to pick away on that scatter shot. 20 seconds. His RC is still alive. He's got the Electro Boots as well. That's going to damage the non-defensive buildings. Let's ramp it up here. Tribe Gaming opening up as they make the goal on 3 stars. Take that, Dizzy Stamina. Slow here, setting things up. You've got to get that pathing for the Super Yetis, making sure, as was perfectly demonstrated in the attack by General X in that last wall, you've got the funnel on the left and right corners, so your Super Yetis can drive straight through the center of the base. He's got the funnel set on this left side. Is going to mean that sometimes we see the Flinger to set the funnel on the opposite side. This time it's the Barbarian King with the Super Yetis moving in, and he's overgrowthing the Town Hall to loop around it.
Ooh, this is a little bit scary. See if the Royal Champion joins the King there on that top side. We see the Queen in the middle there, but he is going to have to path around and then circle back for the Town Hall, so maybe Royal Champion comes in late for the Town Hall.
Yeah, everything looks good. He did just lose 1 Super Yeti. Press that Grand Warden ability maybe a smidge too late. We've still got plenty of spells and hero abilities. There's the King's Spiky Ball going off. Lots of spells to help reinforce this Royal Champion down the bottom area of the base. 1 minute bash, and he's still picking up value with that Flame Flinger.
That Yeti Royal Champion skin fits the Super Yeti attack, but look at this danger zone he's coming into. Crusher Mortar, Scattershot, Expos, Ricochet Cannon, and don't forget the Queen's right there waiting on defense. It's definitely going to be a tough area, but look at the Spell Sport, and the Royal Champion still has ability.
There is the Royal Champion ability. Uses it alongside the Rage so he can pick up even more value alongside those spears, trying to make sure that when he pushes to this bottom compartment, we can freeze the Archer Queen. Decides to use that now so that the minions get that little bit extra value. RC steps up. Can he get good invis timing? He does for the Ricochet Cannon, and it's looking good for the return 3-star for Dizzy X Stamina.
Hawk does it again with another Super Yeti triple. Yeti Royal Champion carrying this attack. He's very, very good at navigating that Royal Champion. I remember one time he popped that Royal Champion ability in that haste vial, and she was just sprinting around the base, but he's invis. He's so great at managing these long RCs charges. It's such a tough skill, but she's under a lot of fire early.
Wow.
Giant bombs going off. Already lost the Spirit Fox. Let's see what Nebrex, the Dragon Whisperer, can do against Sante's base.
That's what we talk about in terms of you can turn her invisible, but the traps will still deal that damage. Now the Spring Trap pushing her up. That means she's losing damage because the Spring Trap deals that damage as well. One little fraction away. He has to press the ability, but she's running all over the place now. She's not going to go to the Town Hall.
Oh no, she was definitely in charge of the Town Hall there, and she is not going to be able to pick up that building. Ooh, this is going to throw a little damper in his plan.
Decides to save onto it. He needs to make sure he's got enough power for the Town Hall as well.
Especially with this Town Hall starting to fire onto the dragons. Here comes some rocket balloons. Queen finally got those defending rocket balloons down, but look at this. Those dragons are starting to fade. He's got a pop warden ability.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's what I was saying. You can't lose too many dragons and hold on to it for too long. So he's popped that, but where does the Minion Prince go? He has to hope the Minion Prince heals off here to the Town Hall. He's got super minions there, so maybe he can snipe that off as it's distracted on the dragons.
Good shout there, Judo. The super minions will come and take that Town Hall down, and Nebrex has secured the 2-star.
You've got the defending Minion Prince, the multi-gear cannon shooting up at those air troops as well. He's managed to push the percentage very respectively up to the 90s here, but the damage just that little bit too much here at the end, but very, very close.
But very good percentage here. 94, maybe 95. No, 94 on a miss.
He is on another level when it comes to creativity and just picking apart bases in ways that the defender surely could not have predicted. Notice sniping off the Expo to the far right side, just looking to set up the Flinger, even a wall breaker to get in a little bit deeper and test for that area. Then we will see the Flinger, but he's got to just make sure he doesn't lose focus of his Warden, especially as he was going into those defending CC troops.
All the defenses hit 20% harder, and then his heroes are hitting a little bit less. That Warden Walk, 10% less damage on that Warden Walk, not to mention 10% less health here in the Esports.
A little bit unfortunate that the Ricochet cannon turned to his Warden there, because he had a nice use of skeletons distracting that area, so he did have to rage the Warden. Will help with time as well, because with all those modifiers you're talking about, one thing you've got to be careful of is you don't run out of time, because your Warden takes longer to take out those buildings. But you see the Flinger has set up great pathing whereby the Warden can be controlled into these defenses, and we've got the hero push from the north now.
It looks cool, calm, collect. It looks like everything's under control, relatively speaking.
Yeah, time is his biggest factor here. He's trying to hold on to the Royal Champion, probably swiping her in alongside the top as well. But let's see, he's still got one Druid he's holding on to, interestingly enough.
Man, he was definitely counting on those Yetis to get the Town Hall down. Oh,
yeah.
RC!
Moving back over, she will get the Town Hall,
okay.
But I'm more just thinking in time, he really needed that down if he's going to push for the 3-star here, because he's still got a lot to push through. He's getting there, though. That's all of the defenses down. 10 seconds. Isn't enough. Storages have high hit points.
Go, go, go! It's so close here, Judo. One more building remains.
He's celebrating!
Royal Champion
Not even close!
Great use of those balloons. It's one of those like tricky things though, because like for me, when using an RC charge, I have to rely on the clock to get my timing right. These pros are so good. They can send in a couple rocket balloons and then throw her in at that 50-second mark and just kind of pick right off where they left off. RC! Ooh, she's barely hanging on. Good invisibility. Fox looks undamaged, and the RC cannot take a Spring Trap here or Giant Bomb.
She was inside the poison of the Town Hall. That was the dangerous part. And let's see what he decides to do. Ability, yeah. With that haste file, he gets that health recovery, gets it to the Town Hall. That's where these are pros. How on earth do you recover that from that situation?
An absolute pros pro, keeping that Royal Champion going through here. Now it's just that long trounce through the rest of the base. Keep an eye on that bottom compartment. You always see it. That Crusher Mortar, the King, the Minion Prince. It's such a difficult area to navigate, but if you can get through that area, you have a great shot at 3-starring this base.
There's the Giga Bomb going off. He's holding on to that Warden ability for as long as possible, but he's just used it now to try and push through this bottom area and towards that Fire Spitter.
I was wondering if he held it maybe a little bit too long. I mean, there's still a few troops up in there, but look at that last Root Rider going down there. He still does have a big heroic force, but maybe could have used that a little bit earlier into the entry to save some of those roots and some of those troops coming out of the troop launcher there. I mean, it's hard to say how much of a difference that would have made, but now it's going to be all onto the heroes to do the heavy lifting through the back end of this base.
Pushing towards the 90%, but it's not what Tribe need.
It is such a good attack. It's such a quality attack, but the margin for error is so slim. So let's see what Something can do here as he is setting up this Warden, working through here. Look at the Minion Prince has that Angry Jelly, so we'll see a Minion Prince charge a little bit later in the attack.
Here we go with the Fireball, though.
Looks everything smooth so far here. Very diligent there, didn't want a Fireball miss. And that giant arrow from the Queen to finish that Town Hall off. Beautiful play there from Asante as it looks like he's on pace. Got to be careful with this Warden getting too close to the Queen. If he gets too close, he'll get pulled, and that's not the intention, but Queen is actually going to go down here, so it's fine.
Yeah, I feel like he just used the Queen for that giant arrow and to snipe off some of this damage. Like the Minion Prince is very dangerous when you're doing a Warden charge, so all looks good here. Look at the Ice Hound tanking for the Stone Slammer, still managing to keep that Warden alive, but this is where the multitasking starts to get to another level.
The creativity from Dizzy X Stamina. All of them can come out with the most creative attacks, and it's hard to plan for them. Oh! Warden goes down right towards that multi-gear tower and the multi-infernos. That's a big blow to this attack. If he's able to keep that Warden up, it's obviously going to be great. Both those Fire Spitters firing, all those defenses there, Warden going down. That's a big blow to his 3-star possibilities.
But even now, the Royal Champion struggling at the top of the base. This is exactly what Tribe Gaming needed. He's only got 30 seconds. RC, manages to get through that. But this is a low percentage, which is why we don't see the Fireball Rocket Loons too often.
You're right. All it takes is one little mistake, and that's exactly what we saw. He started the rest of the attack because you have to start the rest of the attack, but then that Warden just got in range of all those deadly defenses, and it is going to be a low percent. Now, Tribe are still going to be trailing on stars, but I believe the percentage is going to shift over to Tribe, actually.
Diving straight in with the Archer Queen and the Grand Warden. We're seeing this approach a lot more recently, trying to make sure you can dodge those traps from the Royal Champion. Just got to make sure that you keep your Queen safe. But I do like this approach because you don't have to use the Invis spell straight away because you have the healing from your healers.
Exactly. You can kind of just like stagger those Invises a little bit, and it's like a little bit of a safer approach if there's enough value on the outside. We've talked about how deadly those springtimes are, but watch those healers. You got to pull them out. You can't let those healers take damage from that scatter shot.
Barbarian King diving in. So far, so good with the Snake Bracelet. Tanking for all of these troops. Healers look like they are really low on hit points now.
Yes.
So should a Red Air Mine hit them, this could be a big rip for this attack.
He's got those balloons coming out of the troop launcher to provide the support. There's 3 Seeking Air Mines soaked up by 1 balloon. That is massive, but all it would take is 1 red air bomb, and I believe those healers will go down, but 2, 3 red air bombs chase another balloon. Balloons out of that troop launcher just providing all the tanking that Kronos needs.
He's looking good here.
Insane use of 3 overgrowths here, Judo. It's so hard, like, just figuring out where you're going to use those overgrowths, and he's just progressively dropping them to the next stage of the attack, the next area that all of his troops are getting in, and that overgrowth completely shuts those down, allows for the pathing, and this crowd has gone crazy. Super Yetis becoming more and more prevalent here in our Clash Clans World Championship meta. This Queen is going to charge in here with that Angry Jelly. Remember, the Angry Jelly will allow her to charge only defenses for 35 seconds. So she's just going to go right into this section, especially with those healers. We talked about how she's able to pick up all that healing, all that support. If she can get in here and get this Crusher Mortar, get this enemy Queen, oh my goodness, this is so much value. If the Queen can make it through here, Judo, she is looking incredible.
Does hit the tornado trap, so he has to use the invisibility spell early to make sure does not take too much damage. In a fraction of a second, you can lose your heroes in this esports mode.
Yeah, could have maybe even made that storage there, but maybe wants the storage out for pathing, because remember, the Super Yetis, they're going to attack everybody. This Crusher Mortar just will not go down. He cannot get the Crusher Mortar down. Now he's on the Ice Golem. Oh no!
Just going to freeze, and he committed a lot of spells there as well. So is that going to be the difference maker?
That was a huge spell commitment, and it looked like she was going to get it. It looked like she was going to get it, and then she didn't. I think if he made that storage invisible with one of those 2 invises, he gets that Crusher Mortar down. But look at this. Now that Crusher Mortar is raining down. Obviously, he's got the healers, but look how low these Yetis already are there, Judo.
Oh my goodness, right into the Yeti as well. He's got to use the Warden ability. One of them went down.
This is a long round through the base.
This is difficult. The RC doesn't have easy backup plan pathing here. I mean, he's got it at this stage. This is a really low percentage. This is nightmare situation for Dizzy X Stamina. Royal Champion will be able to get to that Town Hall and pick it off. But in terms of percentage, they are so far behind that they need a defense from Tribe Gaming and a 3-star on their next attack.
Not at all. That Queen, that little bit of a bait there with the traps and just not getting it. He just committed so much to getting that Crusher Mortar.
Couple of balloons to test initially there, alongside the Lava Hound pulling a couple of those air mines. Then we've got the Battle Blimp diving in alongside these Super Wizards here, Bash. Whoa. I love it.
Okay, a little Blizzard Blimp action. We haven't seen that a little bit. Now these Wizards are just going to go ahead and crush all these defenses. They've done their job. They're even pulling up that Clan Castle. A little bit of an old school technique there, Judo.
Into a lot of traps here. Healers keeping those Root Riders well topped up though. Really liking the approach here. He's got every hero ability still to go. Another Overgrowth as well. And slowly approaching the Town Hall. This bottom area of the base might be dangerous, Barbarian King, but plenty of spells to reinforce.
He's got to deal with that Royal Champion. All the heroes kind of coming up here. Minion Prince is next, then the King. Here comes the Warden's Eternal Tome. This is a big moment on this attack. He uses the next Overgrowth to shut down the Ricochet Cannon, shut down all those hard-hitting defenses. Roots are on the Town Hall. Queen is right there for support. Royal Champion's in behind, taking out that Minion Prince. This is a big strike, and it's looking really good.
Looks good. He's got abilities. Everything going to plan so far. He's getting there, Bash. It's very, very close.
He's looking really good, Judo. He still has a freeze, still has King ability with that spiky ball to shut down some of these defenses. Royal Champion needs to maintain her health, but that multi-arch tower is so lethal. Expo firing away. Royal Champion's gonna go down. Queen is gonna go down. Here comes the King's spiky ball.
Is it gonna be enough?
No,
the multi-inferno.
King, go get it.
King's gonna get it. He's got Phoenix. He's got the Wizard Tower!
He's gonna get it!
No, he gets
it! Got it! Tribe Gaming pull the victory!
So they want to try and get that confidence. If they can put up three stars in this war, 13 stars, that gives them good confidence moving down to that attack. Beautiful fireball there from Fluxy. 2 invisibility spells, setting up that fireball super quick, recalling the Warden out of there. Just trying to get that easy value. See how we can set up these heroes to move into the Town Hall.
It seemed like he was trying to like split those Expos, so maybe he could get that Flame Flinger to go right up the middle and get that multi-inferno, but that is like such a precision play right there. Continue with the Warden charge up top, everything's looking fine. Let's see if Fluxy can get a 3-star and keep a little bit of momentum, keep a little bit of positivity within the team. I know they're not going to get down, go backstage and, you know, get down on themselves, but you definitely want to feel as good as possible going into that elimination matchup a little bit later today. Luckily, the Warden has the healers on him, so he can maintain a little bit, but that Warden's just going to take a pounding from the Crusher Mortar for a little bit, and here comes a Minion Prince charge on the left side.
Yeah, a couple of Rocket Loons to test, but also take down that air defense as the Minion Prince moves in. We've got the King ability stripping apart the top left side of the base, and it looks like the RC will then now be responsible for this Town Hall if the Minion Prince doesn't quite get there in time. There's the RC. Oh, yeah, she does go to the Town Hall from there.
Good call there, Judo. I was worried about it because the pathing definitely looked sketchy. The Minion Prince was able to do enough to set that pathing, set that Royal Champion up for that Town Hall takedown. It is going to be a 2-star. Even if he did 3-star here, we already knew the result of this war. But again, go out with your head held high here. Fluxy and the guys are going to have to go back, regroup, and get ready as they'll be playing in an elimination matchup here in our World Championship.